So if you actually look 3 years ago, and again, this is during the pandemic, right? The numbers for public libraries were like 326 million pieces of digital content that was downloaded. Like, this is a really big deal. If your book is not in a library, it's really missing out on the audience. And libraries have budgets to buy books. So you want to keep that in mind, that you want to be able to get beyond Amazon with your book if you're going to self-publish. And if you look at it, like literally more than 52% year over year increase, people are continually checking out ebooks from libraries. So when you publish, you can actually publish more than one way. And so for many of us, we think of, okay, there's a hardcover, there's a paperback, there's, an audiobook, there's an ebook. Do I have to put them all out at the same time? So here's what publishers do, right? Publishers still put out the hardcover first, along with the ebook. Not too far after comes what? The audiobook. Why? Because it gives people new news. There's now an audiobook available, right? And then what they used to do is they would straggle the paperback a year behind the hardcover. Why? Because now they could capture all the paperback people. Everybody has a different audience, right? Every format has a different audience. So you can introduce them. And then, like, I know people who come to me and they're like, well, my audience has a paperback, but now they're asking me for an audiobook. Of course they're asking you for an audiobook. Why? Because they're not reading the paperback that you put out, but they want it in their format because that's what is in it for me, right? What's in it for me? WIFM, that thing I talked about at the beginning. That's where the audience is, right? And so all of these are considered different products. They all have a different number. They all have a different way of being sold, and they have a different audience that wants to buy them. And so you want to keep all of this in mind, because you want to know for yourself when to publish and distribute each version of the book, and why are you doing it? Who are you trying to reach? That is the key. Okay. And that's what I want you to remember, is to think about, what can you do to reach the audiences? You may say, well, Jennifer, I have different audiences. Good. But I can tell you that if your audience is new moms, for example, okay, those new moms are not reading paperbacks and hardcovers. They're also not reading ebooks. They are listening to audiobooks. Talk to any mom you know, they are listening to audiobooks. When do they listen? When they clean the house, when their baby is sleeping, when they've gone to school to go pick up their children and they're waiting in the car. What are they listening to? Hi, I listen to audiobooks because I don't want to listen to the radio and I don't want to listen to a podcast. I want to read a book. So you need to know your audience, because the other people who want to beach read, or people who are local in DC, who basically are out, for the evening on their own, they're sitting at a table. What are they going to do? They're going to read something potentially. And it may be on their device, or it may be a book that they picked up, because they still like to have something in their hand. And that's the reason why paperbacks and hardcovers have not gone away, is because people still want to be able to hold it. They want to be able to take their highlighter, and they want to be able to actually go in and highlight and write in the margins and underline and fold the pages. And so you can't do that with a digital book yet.